I'm Sarah Durant. I'm from Dago Middle High School, and today I'll be presenting a resource that I uploaded for a painting high school class. The resource that I uploaded was a unit design for a choice-based classroom. I submitted 3 different units. I'm going to focus just on the first unit and sort of explain how the class works. So the standards, essential question, mini lessons, artistic behavior, and student goals are what drive the lesson. At the beginning of the year, I give students a summary or a survey that will let me know what they're interested in and how they feel about themselves as an artist. And then I use that data to create the mini lessons and boot camps. I also have all the students set goals for themselves, and based on the goals, they also drive the mini lessons, and that also helps me hook up different artists to work together who have similar goals. So those are 2 of the basic driving components for setting up the specifics of the unit. I also have students set up a data folder, and in the data folder is pretty much everything they need for the entire quarter. The first thing we have is their area for setting up a SMART goal and monitoring their SMART goal. Then this is where we do the units. So each unit has an essential question that we discuss together and an artistic behavior that they reflect on. And then I also talk about this with each student when I come around to do student conferences. And before we continue on with the design process, every unit will have them do a boot camp. Now this first year, students, I will have them start with a drawing for painting boot camp. But this year, all of my students were really advanced, and I had them before, so we went right into their first choice of medium, which was watercolor. So it's a set of techniques that they have to try, and there's different levels. So this is level 1. I have like a couple other levels they can try. I also have a pre-assessment so they can assess the skills that they know, and then they can also maybe circle the ones that they're interested in learning. Just because they have to do a watercolor boot camp does not mean their project has to be a watercolor. It just means that that's what we're focusing on practicing right now. On the other side is the design process. So they need to put into words what their project is, sketch it out. They can sketch it here or in their sketchbook. And then they need to write their learning target. The learning targets are in the back of their data folder. They're all standard-based learning targets. They need to choose one, but they can choose more than one. A tip I have for students on IEPs or ESOL students is you could lower it down to just 3 to 5 choices. That sometimes helps students who are a little overstimulated by all the different choices. After that, they meet with me, we get everything together, have a little discussion, they create their artwork. It usually takes anywhere from 1 to 3 weeks for them to create their piece. When they're finished, they do a reflection prompt, which is also standard-based. They choose one, write it, and then turn everything into me. Throughout the learning process, every week we fill out a reflection rubric, and it is just documenting how they are going throughout the design process. And I also offer this form on Google Classroom, and so the students have a choice whether they want to do it with paper or with through their laptops. And then I also, throughout the process, go around, and this is a paper that I fill out. I have a paper for each student that I just kind of make notes about what they're currently working on, if they're struggling with something, if they need a challenge. It helps me track their boot camps. It helps me track their goal. It helps me track whether they present their work or not. For me, this works really well for the students. I find that it's a lot of front-loading work at the beginning of the year, but then it makes the rest of the year go quite smooth. I also find that the students are really engaged with this style of teaching. Feel free to reach out to me if you ever want to share resources, and I hope that you find this useful. Have a great day.